Oh, no, actually. Let's go over here first.
Hey, you.
Let's go to the cathedral.
Do you know of the Iyer family? We have long held the position of Prime Minister in the Empire. The Empire's power lies with 6 noble families, my family foremost among them. The full explanation may be time-consuming. I can give you a moment to get ready, if you would like to take notes.
I'm ready.
All right, I will list the 6 great noble families. There's Caspar's father, Count Bergles, the Minister of Military Affairs. Then there's Linhardt's father, Count Hevering, the Minister of Domestic Affairs. Bernadetta's father, Count Varley, is the Minister of Religious Affairs. Hubert's father, Marquis Vestra, is the Minister of the Imperial Household. Finally, we have Duke Gert, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and my own father, Duke Iyer, the Prime Minister. One day, I will take his place as the Prime Minister of the Empire. I am more talented than anyone in my class, even Edelgard. I will lead the Empire to a bright, enlightened future.
Yeah,
There is nothing I cannot achieve.
we do want that C+ support with him. Ferdinand von Exposition. He is a bitch to recruit. There's really no kinder way to say it, because he requires a C in heavy armor. And heavy armor is the last skill I would ever want to teach anybody, least of all Byleth. Byleth is supposed to become a Falcon Knight. I do not want heavy armor on my Falcon Knight. Poor Pegasus. But no, we're going to have to teach Byleth a D+ in heavy armor, at least, in order to recruit this guy, because his support is also time skip blocked, which means we can only get to C+ support with him. Why Ferdinand? But aside from that, I actually really like Ferdinand. I actually think he's a really interesting character. He's a bit full of himself, and he can be quite oblivious to how he comes across to people, but he is a genuinely honest and decent person at heart, and actually very thoughtful about leadership and such. So aside from his rivalry with Edelgard, he's actually an amazing character. And rest in peace, Billy Kametz, amazing voice actor.
I hear the Officers' Academy of the Monastery was founded about 2 centuries ago. The eastern region of Fodlan was being invaded by Almyra, and so the Archbishop of the time took measures to prevent the border from being taken. In order to ensure Fodlan would be safe from potential threats, she deemed it necessary to raise a generation of excellence. That is how the establishment was founded, though its purpose has changed over the years.
So this dialogue always makes me wonder, how does Rhea actually do this? Like, I am assuming that the Archbishop back then was Rhea as well. Does she just like pull a switcheroo where she pretends to be super sick and dying, and then she just disappears from the monastery for a couple of days, and then suddenly a new Archbishop shows up who looks suspiciously like her? Like, how does this work? Because nobody in universe is supposed to know that she's 1,000 years old. How does she do that? I want to know. I feel like there's 5x+1 shenanigans fanfic in there somewhere, and I want to read it. Nothing here. We don't have the advisor yet, although I think we can actually get him if we talk to Mercedes.
I have a favor to ask.
Oh, you want to start a choir? Okay, yeah, sure. This choir quest, actually, choir can be a good thing to do. It gives faith and authority and strengthens bonds, and it gives Professor XP. But if you're focusing heavily on recruiting, then do not waste your points on it. It's good to use if you have a lot of people who need to go into faith ranks very fast, but other than that, don't.
It is the duty of every Fodlan noble to demonstrate piety towards Zeros. Have you also come to offer your prayers to the goddess, Professor? I see. The truth is, I am not a particularly devoted believer either. But it would be unbecoming for a noble like me to neglect his prayers, wouldn't it?
And for anyone who claims the church is oppressive, please remember that he's saying this in front of the altar of the main monastery in the entire country. He's like, yeah, I'm not exactly particularly pious, I'm just here pretend praying because that's expected of me. And nobody's batting an eye, like... Oppressive religion, my ass.
So, inside the cathedral, there is a chapel dedicated to the four saints. Do you know of them? Saint Indec, Saint Macule, Saint Keyhole, and...
Saint Cephline! Who is your favorite, Professor?
Now that you are a member of the church, be sure to familiarize yourself with our teachings and traditions.
Flane is so bad at hiding her identity, I'm surprised she didn't just say, and me! I was like...
I have something to ask of you.
Okay, so here, like I said, this quest usually ties into the main quest of the next month. So here he says, the Western Church, which rules over the western parts of Fodlan, has lately made some strange troop movements. If you hear anything concerning, be sure to let me know. And that actually becomes relevant in the next chapter, because next chapter we will deal with the Western Church. So here we have Saint Cephline, beautiful and kind soul who was beloved by all for her empathy and her ability to heal severe wounds. She is the daughter of Saint Keyhole. As we later learned, she actually used up so much of her magic and spent so much of her energy healing people that it literally knocked her into a 1,000-year-long coma. So, respect. Saint Keyhole, passionate yet stern figure whose faith was so true he was able to perform miracles. The father of Saint Cephline. Who could that be? Saint Macule. Saint Macule can only be encountered in the Verdant Wind route. And we're going to get to that later. But yeah. Gift for strategy and chief tactician and master of the magical arts. Like, this guy was actually really badass. Still is badass, honestly. And Saint Indec. Known for wisdom and dexterity, which is hilarious considering his other form that we are going to encounter in the second part of the game. And unskilled in the art of human interaction, yeah, very definitely. Used his gifts to help those in need. He was an indomitable warrior who slew countless foes on countless battlefields. Yeah, that one I will 100% believe, and we will see it when we get to the paralogue. Alright, who's over here? Oh, Mercedes. Hello.
The cathedral is nice and quiet. It's so relaxing. Oh, Professor, did you come to pray to the goddess?
Yes, of course I did.
Me too. Shall we pray together?
Oh my god. My Byleth is such a liar. She's just telling people what they want to hear. I'm sorry. Anything down here? No, nothing interesting. Except a whole bunch of cats, and you can actually interact with these after you have the quest. And it will tell you the different breeds, because they're different breeds from different parts of Fodlan. Sadly, that's only DLC content, but when you have the DLC, you can actually feed the cats. Alright, let's go. Do you have any dialogue for us?
Thank you.
You expect great things from me, okay. Well, I hope I won't disappoint anybody.
Thinking. The Knights of Seiros are also known as the Shining Knights. We are the sword and shield of the divine Seiros. There are many orders of knights in the world, but we are the only one that has the honor of bearing the name Seiros. As a member of the church, you should probably study up on the history of Seiros and the knights.
I probably should, but we won't.
What about... Our first assignment is to take out some bandits? Did anyone tell Lady Rhea that people's lives are at stake? I lost my own brother to bandits. Is something someone has said at some point, I'm sure. Okay, not my finest attempt at humor.
He sort of kind of has, in a manner of speaking. We'll get to that. If you are not playing Azure Moon, if you're not playing with the Blue Alliance, and you play as female Byleth, you can actually recruit him right here. He's like one of the only characters who does not have any recruitment requirements if you are female Byleth. Because Sylvain is just like that. We're going to the Imperial capital. Oh! Good luck. I know the Empire and the Church are not exactly on the best of terms. Don't shirk your training, never. Not me. No, no.
Even people from far-off lands gather here at the Academy. Word of advice, Professor. There are those who don't think kindly of such people.
Alright, so the Western Church is racist. Good to know. Let's see. Some are unsatisfied with the way the Church has been doing things. Are they part of the Western Church? Yes, they are. And
Hey there.
good to know that I don't have to care about their opinions.
I'm bored. Maybe I should go into town. But that'll be such a hassle. Oh, hi, Professor. I'm rather busy right now, so do make it quick.
I'm bored, I'm busy. I want to say this, but we're going to say this for the affection.
Are you sure? I thought you'd found me out for a moment there.
Oh. She requires an insane charm rank and a axe rank C, I think. Shouldn't be a problem. If you are in Silver Snow, you can only recruit her. If you're playing as a Black Eagles, you can only recruit her in the very last chapter. So when you're there, she's actually kind of tough to recruit. But with the Blue Lions, it's fairly easy. I don't think we've been here before. No, we haven't. Okay. Yes, Hilda had the hardest life ever. Oh my god.
What? Hey! Oh, Professor! How are you today? I'm just heading out for a mission. I'll be seeing you. I don't need luck. This will be a piece of cake. I'll be back before you know it.
Alois is a bit strange because he is super friendly to you from the start. He really likes you. He likes Gerald. You'd think that he would be extremely easy to recruit, but he doesn't. You cannot recruit him until chapter 11. I don't know what the hell is up with that.
We will accompany you on your assignment. We don't want anything to happen to our precious students. If any of you run into trouble, we'll step in and help out.
Oh, see, we're not actually risking any students. We already have a bunch of knights with us.
You look bored. Care to duel? What? I just wanted to...
If we're going to be melodramatic, let's be melodramatic, okay? If you're gonna Phantom of the Opera your way in here, then let's do it.
So... Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Are you settled in here at the monastery yet? Make sure to have a good look around. There's much to see. Like fish. You do know about the pond behind the dining hall, right? You can fish there. Give it a try.
Yes, I know about the pond behind the dining hall. We'll spend around 3 hours there in chapter 9.
You can't be serious.
Okay, so here we have our first DLC quest.
I need your help.
Aww, I've been sharing food with hungry pups and kittens, but there's a lot of them. Could you help me out? Yes. Now, when you give these cats or dogs food, most of the time they will just look happy, but sometimes they will also cough up an item. The cats can cough up mithril, which you use to forge sacred weapons. It's actually kind of hilarious. Okay, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. This is an Ordelian. So guys, which kitty shall we feed? The black one, the white one, or the black and white one? A Gautieron and... Oops, no, that was the same one. What are you? A Gloucester. I'll take the black kitty. There you go. And we're gonna take Ermit Gobi because that's not used. Oh, Malgadian wants the black and white one? Okay, let's go. We're gonna use Ermit Gobi because that's rarely used for food anyway, so there you go.
Yay! Thanks!
Aww. And there's actually a bit from the developer interviews that didn't make it into the game. The reason there are so many cats and dogs in the monastery is because Rhea just really loves small animals. And she is basically like, yeah, I want kittens and dogs. Let the kittens and dogs come into the monastery, it's fine. So now we've got a whole bunch of cats and dogs in the monastery, because Rhea likes cats and dogs. Nobody at the market yet. God, we really need to get the merchants in here. Yeah, I don't think I actually need any items, but I might need new weapons.
Right.
Okay.
Welcome.
Let's have a look. Byleth has an iron lance, that's fine. He's gonna need a new one. Very soon.
Will this one do? Many thanks.
His axe is still good, his bow is still good. Wait, why did I get an... Oh, I got an intermediate seal because I won the mock battle. Okay, yeah. I was like, why does he have an intermediate seal? He has an iron lance, an iron axe. I think we're gonna buy another training bow. Because we're going to use this next battle to farm some experience. So we can get all of our people into beginner classes. Because I really, really don't want them to be in the beginner classes any longer than they absolutely have to be. So we're gonna use Costas as a farming ability, as a farming opportunity. Common snails, airmid pike, big fish event. No, we don't care. Arcane crystals. Ooh, those are used for Levin swords. Nice. So sometimes throughout the monastery you will find these guides just laying around, which basically give you free Professor XP. That's why it's always worth to explore the monastery at least once every month.
Have we met? No. Sorry. Must be my imagination.
Hello, Shamir. We will recruit her eventually as well. Okay, I want to do some gardening. I want to harvest. And right now, we need a lot of food. So we're just going to plant everything that we can use for food. We're always going to use the free fertilizer thing because I don't really want to deal with the rest. But it's very important that we get a lot of food crops because we need to recruit a lot of people and we're gonna have to share a lot of meals.
Hello. If you'll excuse me.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Marianne. I think she requires riding rank C, so that's gonna take a while until we get her. We cannot get into the student rooms just yet. Okay. That's fine. Got nothing lying over here. This should be the choir sign-up sheet, I think. Yes. List of students from the Blue Lion House who wish to participate in choir practice. Okay, that would actually only be one of them. That's Annette.
What is it? I'm not doing anything. Yank? Oh, come on. That's just cruel.
We know you're not doing anything, Bernadetta. That's why we're talking to you.
Oh, Professor. Hello. Truth is, my undershirt got blown away by the wind. And it's not important why. It only matters that it's pale blue.
Now here's a funny thing. If you play as male Byleth, her reaction to your answers will change a little bit. And I think her dialogue in the beginning also changes a little bit. Remember when Casper said he found this pale blue glove that was really good for wiping off sweat? Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, if you choose let's search for it, then if you are female Byleth, Dorothea is just happy, and if you are male Byleth, she's like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, let me go searching for my bra together with my professor, with my male professor.
Hello there. Are you that new professor everyone's talking about? Name's Anna. I'm a merchant who slings wares all across Fodland and beyond. I come in here all the time, so I'm sure our paths will cross more. Hopefully, much more.
So 3 things to note about Anna. Number 1, she is available on every single route. Number 2, she is, where do we need to go? Sedef and the choir, okay. Oops. She's available on every single route. Number 2, she is actually a character who reappears throughout the entire series. So every single Fire Emblem game basically has an Anna. And third, she has no support lines and most of her skills are shit. Like, she has some really good skills, but then she has weaknesses in the stuff where she has the good skills. She has a weakness in authority. She has like she has no good classes to go into. She's just like, I guess I'll make her a Falcon Knight because she's female and she can get into this flying class. And as a Falcon Knight, she's actually amazingly good as a rest tank. But that's about the only thing she's useful for.
My savior, thank you.
Okay, so that is the choir. We could now technically use the choir, which we are not going to do because we have more important stuff to spend our points on.
Well done. You have my thanks.
Yeah, rumors are spreading. It may be ill-advised to move against fellow followers of the faith, even though this is good information to have. Thank you. So he is actually reluctant to fight the Western Church, but I guess sometimes needs must. So